DIECAST NORBZ is a channel devoted to the teen to adult toy collector, pop culture fans, and fellow nerd enthusiasts. This is a PG-13 channel. I might say viewer and parental discretion is advised. To all of you, my fantastic and stupendously heroic hooligans and my superhuman scallywags, I can't forget about you two. It's time for another adventure with DIECAST NORBZ Galactic Hooligan, and I want to thank you all for joining me once again on my trip through nerddom. There is a lot out there that actually came out this week, hasn't there? We actually saw the new Blaster and the new recolor of Blaster and Rewind, and Hasbro, why couldn't you give us those colors in the first place? You know, bloody hell no. I don't even know if I'm actually going to track those down, but for Rewind, wait, is it Eject or Rewind? I could never get those guys straight or anything like that, but for that guy, we could have actually gotten that color a long time ago. Now, are we actually going to wait for another twin cast in order to get an Eject or something? That's crazy to me and everything, you know what I mean? And I was really in for Blaster even from the beginning. That guy looks amazing to me and everything, and he doesn't even need to be the Studio Series recolor for me to actually accept that he's Blaster or anything like that. But all of a sudden we actually got that new Rewind, and all of a sudden I'm just do I need to get that just for that guy and everything? I might have to think about really brushing up on painting skills and everything. But again, there are a lot of things that are actually out there that looks worthy to get and everything like that. There is the new Lockdown, who's actually a repaint of Toeline, and a couple of the other Junkions and everything like that. And let me tell you something, Lockdown kind of really undersells him a lot, really undersells Lockdown for me and everything. Only because, there's another version of him out there that just looks like the freaking devil himself and everything like that. Not now, Lockdown. You'll get reviewed later. Yeah, there's another version of Lockdown that just looks like the freaking devil himself and everything like that, complete with glowing eyes and everything like that. And I love that version of Lockdown so much and everything like that. One day I'm actually going to review him, but for some reason, why does Filch actually kind of get me and everything like that? I've seen everything that we're actually seeing with what do you call it? I know that there are some orders that are actually being out there, that are actually being put out there for Silverbolt, and now we actually have Sandstorm to think about also and everything like that, which I am. Silverbolt and Sandstorm I'm super excited about already and everything, but Filch might be a worthy grab and everything. Who knows? I know I'm actually leaving Lockdown out, so there's gonna be maybe a little bit more space. But as I was traveling just the other day, I'm driving down the area where I'm actually living now and everything, and all of a sudden something told me, go back, Norbs, go back to the GameStop. And I was just why? And they said, go fucking back. And then I said, all right, fine, whatever. So all of a sudden I go, and I go to the clerk and I said, do you have any Transformers in or anything like that? Maybe I might have Megatron. You know, I'm looking around for Studio Series, for the Studio Series concept art Megatron like crazy and everything like that. I wasn't willing to pay the $90 Amazon prices that they actually had up there, because screw that noise, you know? So all of a sudden I was traveling around, and so the store clerk actually told me, she was no, we don't have any. So I said, okay, let me look around, maybe I'll just find some kind of keychain or something like that, because I need some replacement stuff anyway, you know. So I'm looking around, and all of a sudden I looked down, and there he was. Studio Series concept art Megatron was right there. The beholder of evil himself, the glam slam of corruption. He is gonna be amazing to me and everything like that. And I think he's actually gonna be amazing for you too. Let's take a look at this guy, because so far I had to take this out already and everything like that, you know. I usually show you the empty boxes once I actually get them out and everything like that. But there goes his piercing eyes. There goes everything he does. But there's another alteration on this guy and everything like that. So I'm actually super excited to bring this guy to you. He's amazing. Let's get into it. Once again, if this is your first time joining me, welcome back. I appreciate you all coming back again with me for our trip through nerddom. If this is your first time, I would love it if you would actually join the heroic hooligans on our quest to travel through all the Transformers universes and everything like that, and also to see other things. Eventually, hopefully, I'll actually be able to get through a lot more now, at least, especially and everything like that, since I actually have like a lot more time and everything. So we'll see. In any case, join me, join the hooligans. I really appreciate it. Please hit the like and subscribe button and help me defeat the algorithm gods that are actually keeping me at bay. Anyway, welcome to the show. Let's get into Megatron. Here he is, finally. We have finally found the mother lode. It is Studio Series Megatron, and he's ready for action. Studio Series Megatron is this sleek, sexy import. He is such a freaking badass. Everything about this guy actually says thoughtfulness and class and everything that could actually be given to a bot of this caliber. He is really, really impressive, and I'm actually loving every single bit of detail that's actually going on in here. Like, all these arms are actually great. I'm actually loving those discs right over there and everything like that. Kind of reminds me of rotor brakes more than anything else, but they are great. I'm actually loving the maroon arms over here. The hands are just extraordinary. He comes with this blaster right over here. His fusion cannon is actually really amazing. Did I say anything about his hands? His hands are great. We're actually going to go into deeper detail on this. Look at all of this piston work over here. It just looks like he actually has just like a mid-engine motor and everything going on in here. And those rivets. Those rivets are just glorious. Everything about this guy actually says just high tier right over here, you know? And is he worth the leader class price, though? You know, we're actually going to check this guy out. So let us all hail Megatron, as he is more Megatron than I actually thought that he would have actually been. I really love the hell out of this guy. This guy is actually super, super awesome. Let's take a close look at this face over here. He actually comes with a lot of Bayverse detailing over here and everything. He definitely has the bucket head and everything like that we actually all know and love from Megatron. Just let me clear up this picture a little bit more. Give me just a moment here, and there we go. And he actually does come with a lot of the Bayverse detailing and everything. We actually have like the beady red eyes over here. That's really great. Just top notch over here. We actually have actual lips that actually goes into what looks like it could actually have been like a face mask right underneath and everything like that. So that's actually very interesting. I like the what they actually did with him right over there. But one of the things that I think is actually really great about this Megatron are all these amazing rivets that we actually have going on all of these sides of his chest and everything like that. I really love it. Again, these rotors over here are just really awesome. I love the detailing that actually goes into it. He actually has kind of like reddish magenta arms here and everything like that, but they are really fantastic and everything. I love the detailing that's actually going on here. And look at the back. The back is actually really filled out pretty well. The one thing I really think that he should have actually come with, I think he should have actually come with an optional barrel that you could actually put at the back and everything like that. And if third-party designers are actually listening, that would probably be the only thing that I would actually use to give this guy a little bit more depth. And I kind of think that it can actually attach back over here and then connect someplace in the middle, so you actually have the option of wiggling these things out and everything, so you can actually get that off. But just really great detailing on the back over here. I love everything that's actually going on over here. I'm loving the tread work over here and everything. Just really great. Love the fact that the these treads over here actually fills in the back, and then we actually have like the wings filling that out. Just really great. And then let's get a little bit deeper over here. I love everything going over here into his what do you call it, into his codpiece over here and everything like that. It's really nice. This is beautiful work right over here. I am loving that too and everything. Like, all in all, just all through his legs, everything is actually filled with so much amazing detailing, and it makes Megatron over here just look like a champion. Megatron is loaded with articulation over here. We actually have a 360 right over here, and you can actually use it for transformation or not. It's actually your druthers. He actually can go all the way up like so. He can actually go all the way down, and if you actually use that transformation joint, he can actually look way down a little bit more and everything like that too. Say goodbye to a couple of characters and everything, like, I don't know what he actually does in his spare time and everything like that. He's evil. He's Megatron. He actually has a 360 right over here. You can actually like spin this all the way around and everything like that. You can actually bring this up on a hinge. He actually has not only a backwards butterfly, but a forward butterfly. So that's really, really great. So let me just clip that in again so you can actually see that. It's really awesome. Megatron has an upper bicep swivel right over here, but he also has a swivel right underneath his elbow. So that's really awesome. You can actually go all the way up like that and everything like that. That's really great. I love the fact that he actually has that arm bend right here. You have 360 right over here on his wrist. You actually have double jointed finger joints right over here. So you actually have one knuckle right over here, and then you can bring that down. And then you also have this pointer finger and everything like that that actually has double joints and everything like that too. So it's actually really great. You can actually clench his fist, or you can actually have him say, actually guys, you know what I mean? So like, that's actually really, really great. You can actually move his hands in and out right over here at the wrist also and everything, along with 360. So that's actually really, really awesome. No ab crunch whatsoever, but you do actually have 360 right over here on his waist. You can actually kick out if you actually pull out this skirt right over here, and if you actually move this, you actually have a full articulation right over here as far as like a high kick and everything like that. That's really awesome. You can actually kind of like go all the way back like so that's actually really great. So you actually have like classic rock poses and everything like that. Awesome. You have a kung fu kick right over here, so that is great. So you have nothing that's actually going to escape Megatron and his high kicks from Doom right over here and everything like that. So that's great. You can actually give everyone a full boot to the face, You actually have thigh swivel right over here up on the top and everything. That's really nice. You have more than 90 degrees right over here on a running scale and everything like that. So like, I love that knee bend right over here. Just excellent, excellent. You can actually point his toe out for flexion and everything. You can actually have this for like inner flexion and everything like that. You also have tilt right over here on his ankles. So that's really awesome. And he just makes for a fully integrated Megatron. So like, as far as having dynamic poses and everything like that, he is not lacking for anything. He is awesome. And to show you how cool this Megatron actually is, let's show him off with a couple of other figures. We have a high five with Megatron and Megatron. The epic battle scene that we're actually waiting for in the movies is Prime versus Megatron in full movie glory. And this looks amazing to me. And if you actually wanted to know if Megatron is Blast Effects compatible, he sure is. So there we go. And the final size comparison is Megatron and Starscream, because Starscream has failed him for the last time once again. And that actually looks really good to me for these movie figures. This is excellent. And this also shows you a little bit more of the fact that Megatron actually has those butterfly joints and everything working. So that is just really awesome. Now, to take you into first transformation. Now, just for the sake of clarity and just so I can actually finish off going through a thorough review on this guy, you can actually take Megatron's fusion cannon and put it over here on the back, and that's if you actually wanted to give him kind of like more of his G1 look with the fusion cannon in the back. I kind of wish that they actually had like another piece that actually went onto his back like that and everything like that, enabling him to have this and his fusion cannon at the same time. But that's actually cool. There are other modes where you could actually kind of like take this and then just extend this piece right over here, and then where are we gonna plug that? We're gonna plug that over here. There we go. Yeah. So we can actually plug that over here, and then we can do this whole thing, and then fold this up right over here, and I think that should do it. Yeah, there we go, because that piece actually goes right over here, and then you can actually take that whole entire thing and plug that into his back. You can actually use this peg also and everything like that if you actually really wanted to. So let's plug that into the other side, and that's cool. You can actually have it hanging down or hanging like this and everything like that, and that's okay if you actually really want to do it. But Megatron should always have his fusion blaster at the ready and everything like that. His fusion cannon is his ultimate right arm and everything like that. So let's just put this back like so and like this, and give Megatron back the glory that is his Megatron, that is his ultimate power, his fusion cannon. And there we are. Now let's take Megatron into a first-time transformation and everything. There are a lot of tricky parts on this and everything like that, and a lot of like things that you actually have to think about. Let's get into it. Tank mode. Headshot! For tank mode on the Master Blaster of Destruction right over here, I like to think that he's just one of the greatest quad changers that I've ever seen and everything like that. He actually handles a lot of people actually want to give him flack for like all the other things that he actually does as far as like tank mode and jet mode and everything like that, and like the kind of like almost half finished gun mode and everything like that. That I really think that they actually did their best with what they actually did here and everything. Well, the primary focus was actually on robot mode, but I don't think that the other modes are actually any much or any less of amazing and everything for this character. So let's start off by closing off the fist, then come over here. We're actually just going to open up the arm panels right over there and everything, and then just close that all in. You want to like make sure that his fists are actually closed right over here. Just let's like get all of his fingers down a little bit further than where it is, and this knuckle can actually kind of like stay just like that. So then after that we can actually just kind of like close that in. That makes things a little bit better. And then we're actually going to go back over here on the other fist and do kind of the same thing, and then we'll open this up and then just throw that in there. There we go. It's a lot easier than I'm actually making it out to be. Also, we're going to twist his head around 180. So there we are. And then we're actually going to start off by separating his back right over here. It's actually got a couple of joints right over there and everything like that. So like a lot of that is actually going to be going back into there. We'll flip this up like so. Then what we're actually going to want to do is just move these up like this. These two skirt panels right over here, we'll just move this for now because we're actually going to be making some room over here also. Now, on some of your copies, these two pieces right over here are actually going to be a little tight, so let's just move these out of here. I haven't had any real issues. Once you actually kind of like move, once you actually pull these treads out, you're actually going to feel like a little bit of a thump going on into it and everything, and that means that you're actually doing the right job, you know? After that, we're going to open up his leg panels right over here where the back of his wings are, and then we'll bring that out, and then we will separate these two pieces just a little bit. It's separated right over here by the top of his, just let me try to get into it. It's actually separated right over here by his knees and everything. And then we'll bring these feet in, and then we'll bring this leg all the way up right over here. We'll slide all of this up over here, and then there's a peg that meets right over here. All you want to do is close that off just like that, and you have that done all together. And now let's do that on the other side. We're actually going to move that away for a little while, and then remember, we're actually going to disjoint it right at the knee right over here, and then we're just going to bring his legs, and then we'll bring this leg all the way up until we actually get right over to this peg. So let's just get everything moved up a little bit, and then, sorry everybody, just let me joint that in right over there, and there we are. Go over here and we'll dislodge his hips right over here and over here, and those will actually give us enough room so we can actually bring these two down right over here. And then we're going to spin his legs around like so, and then the open wings will bring down like this and close that up on both sides right over here like so. Then this upper section right over here, we're actually going to bring all of this all the way back here until this lip actually goes right over here, and then we'll just snap that in. So there we are. I was gonna say wish me luck, but there we are. Then we'll take the arms, and right where they're jointed right over here, let's just bring everything in like that, and then we're going to just do a little bit of finagling to his upper arms right over here. I think the top piece should actually go like that, and then we can actually twist this in so you can actually get like a little bit more of a disjointing action here. And let's do that on the other side over here. So let's bring this in, and then these two pieces are actually going to meet right over here at the top. So let's do that, and then I think, yeah, there we go. And then we can actually kind of like combine this right over here. But before we actually do that, let's bring this all the way up like this. Let's fix his arms right around here and right around here. And now we can actually join these two pieces right over here. Just make sure that when you're actually securing these two pieces right over here, that this top piece actually has these two joints right, or these two pieces right over here facing the top. And then you want to join those together, and then join this together right over here, and that'll actually make up the turret. Then finally, you want to bring his legs over here and then just kind of like flip them around right this way, and then those should actually peg in right there and right here. There we are. And then once we actually have all of that done, now you actually have Megatron in tank mode. Oh, that was a lot of switching and changing, but let's get into it. And once you actually have that all done, just make sure this is actually secured right into the lip. And now we just want to come over here, and the finishing touch is just flipping his cannon over just like that. And now you have Megatron in tank mode. And let's check him out and do some comparisons. Megatron in tank mode is really an interesting thing. I actually like it. A lot of you might not like it or anything like that, but I'm actually really digging this mechanized way of looking at him. He is very cool, still blast effects compatible and everything like that, so you can actually blam plow, you know? And he is just really, really awesome. The one thing that's actually missing around in here in the elephant in the room is the fact that he doesn't have any rolling wheels underneath or anything like that, so he is not rollable or anything like that. But it is fun to like actually kind of like imagine he's actually got invisible head syndrome right underneath and everything. Like, this guy is actually very cool, very choice actually. We actually have like all the same colors that he actually had when he was actually in Megatron mode and everything like that. In robot mode, he is outstanding. In this mode, he's still not too bad. We actually have like an opening gap right over here. I kind of wish that there was a way to like actually fill that in with like with dissecting these panels and kind of like fixing them to like actually kind of like just go right in the back over here, and maybe coming over here and just like opening up a couple of more panels to actually hide this, to hide the forearms and everything like that all together, or the biceps. But really, it's not that bad at all or anything like that. You actually have the Decepticon symbol right on the front. His fusion cannon is actually right here prominently where everyone can actually see it. I really think it's actually very cool, actually, you know. He actually does have like still a workable turret and everything like that, so that's actually really great. For a quad changer too, you know, like this is actually really great. Let's give you some comparisons. First comparison is Megatron with Movie 1 Jet Megatron, Starscream, Optimus Prime. So now we've seen Megatron in his tank mode. Let's see him in his spaceship mode. Head shut! Now from here, we're actually going to get Megatron in his starship mode. Let's just loosen up a couple of things here and there and everything like that. So let us take this and we'll dislodge this. We'll actually open up his arms right over here. We're actually going to open the legs right around here and here. And let's see, where should we actually start? I think I'm actually going to start off by bringing this all the way back here like this. We're going to go over here and we're actually going to open up this compartment right over here and let us bring out the nose cone. So we'll actually do this and that, and then we are going to open these two pieces up right over here. We're going to open up the front codpiece area and everything. We are actually going to dislodge this piece right over here, and we're going to bring this all the way out like this so we can actually have some room to work. What I'm actually going to do here is I'm actually going to bring this down like this, have Megatron's head over here, and just spin that around, and then bring it back over here. And now you're not going to scratch the paint whatsoever. And then these two pieces over here kind of like close in on the bottom, and there we go. And now we'll actually have something that looks more like this. And now once you've actually done this, you just want to bring this piece down here and then accordion everything over here till you actually get something that looks more like this. And then just snap that piece right into, just snap his back right into his chest area. And then let's start working with his legs. So if you haven't already, or if it hasn't slipped in already, just push this down right over here, and then separate his legs. So we're actually going to separate like what we actually did right over here. And this is actually pretty brilliant. So you actually want to come over here, and then we'll actually reverse this whole entire thing right here. And then this is where you'll actually have the thrusters. And I really love that all together and everything like that. They really thought a lot about how to like make this thing actually happen. And then here we go. We'll actually just go underneath, and there goes the thrusters right there, and that's really brilliant. And now we'll bring these pieces up right over here, and they're actually going to be laid down just like so. Then we're going to go into the arms and we'll bring them all the way down over here, and then bring this over here, and then like so. And then we're going to flip this around. There we go. We just have to bring this all the way up just like so. And then we can actually secure this other post right in here. Now let's put these two pieces right back in here until it snaps in, and then we'll actually do the same on the other side. We will then take these legs right over here and reverse them to go something like this. And then we'll take this piece right over here, and then we'll bring everything down. We'll take these knees right over. I'll take the front part of the legs and everything like that and dislodge them over here. We're actually gonna have 3 points once that's actually done. And then we'll bring this all the way up over here like so. and then we'll bring this in over here. And then this part of the turret goes right into this piece. You'll actually hear it snap. And then this piece goes right in here. There is a peg that actually goes right onto the inside of his feet. So let's do that again. I think that this is actually the right way. So let's just do that. I'm kind of excited. Let's see, we'll bring this down and then we'll bring this up right over here. Still trying to figure out a couple of things about this, but let's open up the wings and then bring this out, and there we are. And then we'll bring this part of the wing out, and then there we are right here. And now we can come over here and we can actually do this. We'll peg this all the way over here. It actually pegs right here and right down here by the lower treads. So let's do that first. There we go. And now we can actually come over here and then we can bring this all the way down here, and then this will actually peg right in here into this part of the foot. So let's do that. There we are. I think I'm actually on the right path. And then there is supposed to be a piece that actually, there we go. And now this piece right over here should actually peg right underneath here. There we go. There is a lot of pegging that actually goes on into this system, and it's actually really interesting just to see how that actually all works. Oh, that's right. And so since these two are actually pegged over here, and then we can move this over here, and there we go. It's actually going to give you a hard time pegging everything over here and everything, you know, and I'm not exactly sure how to alleviate that just yet or anything. I'm actually wondering if there's something I might be doing wrong here. Let me see if I move this leg like that, and then bring this out like this. Will that actually alleviate the issue? No, because then that actually brings that out a little bit too much further. So let's bring this like so, and then we'll bring this. And I see what my issue is. You actually kind of like have to open up this piece right over here so you can actually have this become a little bit more forgiving when you're actually pegging this in. If you don't open up the top piece of the fusion cannon a little bit more and everything like that, and that's actually the piece that actually juts out from the fusion cannon a little bit, then you won't get a good transformation on this. And as I said before, these pieces actually like to come out of their pegging systems and everything like that a lot. So you just have to kind of like work with it until you kind of like get a little bit more of what you're actually looking for here and everything. It's not an exact science here or anything like that, but in some cases close enough, you know. And there we go. And let's just do this thing right here and here. And peg this again. It becomes a little frustrating, but it's actually okay, because after you're done with all of that, then you have finally, there we go, Megatron in Starship mode there. And I'm sorry, I was actually getting a little frustrated with like transforming him here and everything like that. And this always is an enjoyable process for me or anything on everything, but this looks great. Let's take you into this a little bit more. Now, this mode really is not bad whatsoever or anything like that. I'll actually say one thing is that he actually suffers the most in this mode, only because I haven't been able to figure out a way to connect his legs right over to his arms or anything. But like, aside from that, he looks pretty cool, actually. I kind of feel like this is actually kind of like more of a Cylon battleship more than anything else, but he's very cool. And if you actually didn't want to like leave the fusion cannon underneath his jet mode, you could actually always put it on the top, and that is something that is part of the instruction booklet when I was actually taking a look at it and everything. But really not bad stuff going into this altogether, you know? Let me just bring this right over here like that. And I like the fact that we actually have like a lot of engineering details and everything going all around here and everything like that. It's very cool. I like the fact that we actually do get these wings over here. They look really nice and sturdy. They feel nice and sturdy and everything all together, you know? And the fact that we actually have these quad thrusters over here. Now, this part over here is the part that actually kind of like suffers. You can't really put a blast effect right over in the thrusters altogether and everything like that because they do tend to fall out. But for some reason, there are blast effects right over here and over here if you actually wanted to use them. They're a little short and everything like that. I'm pretty sure that if you actually found the right type of blast effect to use there and everything like that, you could actually use it as like a rocket launcher or something like that, you know what I mean? Or like as rocket pods and everything all together. I kind of wish that we could use all four at the same time and everything like that, but aside from that, it really isn't so bad or anything like that. I was actually expecting to have like a worse time. There goes the bottom right over there. So he really does look like a modified starship and everything, and I really like it. I kind of like expect this kind of starship or this class of starship to be like a lot bigger and everything like that as far as like mass changing and that sort of thing. But like aside from that, he's actually really, really cool. I'm loving this a lot. And as we actually had before, size comparisons for this one is Movie 1 Megatron in Starship mode. And this is where I'll actually say that the size of this version of Megatron really outclasses this. But I really love how much more solid this guy actually is compared to this version of Megatron. And this will actually be the Studio Series 01 movie version Megatron and everything. And this is actually very cool. I really love it a lot. I've always loved its design. But again, as far as like being like more of a darker, menacing starship, this guy really wins. In this comparison between Starscream, I really think that Starscream actually really kind of like dwarfs Megatron altogether and everything. Although you actually have like a lot more in the way of play value and everything with this guy and everything like that. And he's like a lot more sturdy than this version of Starscream altogether and everything. And I'm kind of assuming that if there's a cockpit someplace, I don't know, he looks like he should actually be like a lot bigger by comparison and everything like that. But still yet though, I really love this Megatron. I think he's awesome. And last but not least, Optimus Prime here. And it's kind of funny to see these guys together and everything. Like this kind of looks like it would actually be kind of like a drone ship more than anything else. And we actually have like a normal truck and everything like that. Like aside from that, they look cool together and everything as far as like two characters who would actually battle each other and everything like that. Like I could actually see this happening in these size classes. I mean, I really don't have like too much of an issue with it or anything like that. And I'm actually assuming that this is kind of like more of a drone ship more than anything else, but very cool nonetheless and everything. I think they're enjoyable. So Megatron is a badass motherfucker. Let me tell you something. This guy is awesome in everything that he actually does so far. And there's so much that this instruction booklet actually covers, but there's a hidden menu. Let's check this out. And you know what? I think this is the first time I'm actually ever going to use a sequence of words together. But die, Autobots! So for this to happen properly, and it is actually going to happen properly, we're using Siege Megatron's blaster right over here, his fusion cannon, and we don't necessarily need to use this or anything like that, but just for giggles, we're actually going to be using this. So now we are actually going to turn him into his siege machine mode or his blaster mode and everything like that, because like I'm not going to use the word that actually starts with a G but rhymes with sun or anything like that, or rhymes with fun, because I don't really know if the algorithms here are actually picking up every single thing that's actually going on over here and everything like that. But in the beginning, Megatron was a blaster. So we are actually going to go into this guy, and we are actually going to create this sci-fi inspired blaster here and everything like that. I think it's actually pretty incredible and everything like that. I kind of like want to think that Megatron might have actually been hiding in plain sight in the first movie or something like that in this mode. So far we've actually gotten the hands in, and now we are going to turn his head around right over here. There are a couple of things that we're actually going to do. We're going to remove his back and bring it out like so, and then we're actually going to start making room over here and everything. So let's bring his head down like so. We'll open up these panels right over here and then bring these two out right over here. And you're not even going to bring them out all the way or anything like that. You want them to be on a curve, right? Bring Megatron's head right onto the inside over here and close those panels up. And then we are going to give it a slight twist right over here and everything. So that's actually as far as that actually goes. And then now we're going to move his arms up. And then it takes a minute to figure out exactly how to sequence his hands and everything like that. So we're actually going to bring this in and then make sure to give his upper arm a twist, just a twist. So we can actually bring this up right over here. I think this is actually where this belongs over here, because these two arms are actually going to grab it right, are actually going to be grabbing the barrel. And so let's give this a little bit of a twist. Here we go. And I think you actually have to make sure these two engine parts are actually right on the top, and make sure that when you actually turn the arms and everything like that, you actually have this elbow going in like this, and then the forearms are actually going to go like that, so you can actually kind of like connect him right over here. I'm not going to say it's actually perfect or anything like that, but I might have some thoughts on that as well and everything. But there we go so far. And then we are going to just bring this down just a little bit. That'll actually act as his trigger. And then we'll bring this down right over here. And then there we go. And then that leg goes like this. And then this leg will kind of like come all the way around over here and kind of like go in here. And then there goes his blaster mode. Is it perfect? Not in the least, but is it fun? Hell yeah. This is actually really, really cool. I'm actually loving the fact that we actually have a blaster mode that is also a siege machine right here. Now, if you actually really wanted to, you could actually like leave it like this and everything like that with the scope on top and everything to give us some of these old G1 vibes and everything like that. But is it necessarily needed? Not necessarily, as he's his own thing, baby. And since we actually have his blaster over here, there are a couple of other things that you can actually do to it. You can actually kind of bring up this as like another scope altogether and everything, which I think is actually very cool and everything like that. And then we can actually bring this up to actually act as a hammer and everything like that. So that's actually cool to me too and everything like that. Like, I really like the way that looks altogether. And then let's just bring in Megatron's backdrop right over here and everything. And then we are actually going to bring in some Starscream action and everything, so he can actually kind of like man the turrets and everything. And I think that that's actually very cool altogether and everything like that. In a way, I kind of think that this Megatron, this version of Megatron could have actually been in the background someplace and everything, wreaking havoc on the Autobots and everything like that. And that's why Optimus was like, oh shit, it's Megatron, let's get out of here. You know what I mean? Like, I think that that's actually very, very cool and everything altogether. And it's actually great. It has like some extra playability and everything like that. But again, if you really wanted to, you could also add this thing on as well and everything. And then also, this is actually very empty on the inside. So if you really wanted to fill that space, there's nothing that actually says that you can't go into a little bit more creative license and everything like that, and kind of like maybe fix it up the way you want it to and everything. I actually kind of like did this whole thing just to see exactly how it actually worked and everything like that. Does it work out really well? Not necessarily, but it does fill up a little bit more and everything like that. And then you could kind of like play around with this however you see fit and everything like that, just to like see if you could actually come up with like a new design on this and everything. I am dying to see exactly what everybody actually comes up with and everything like that. If you actually get this, or if and when you actually have this coming in the mail. I know a lot of people actually had their pre-orders coming in from Amazon and everything like that. So congratulations to you guys that actually get this guy and everything. I really hope that you actually enjoy the hell out of this as much as I actually did and everything like that. He is just very, very cool. Anyway, I'm going to give you final thoughts in just a moment. By the way, I just kind of wanted to like come back and give you a front view of this siege machine here and everything, because that is just really freaking awesome. I love the way that looks. Anyway, back to final thoughts. This Megatron is such a badass. A badass! Let me tell you something. I don't think that there is another Megatron right now on this market and everything like that, unless you're actually looking at like a Masterpiece Megatron that actually goes so hard with what he actually does. And I still have to get a Masterpiece Megatron too. But anyway, this guy is actually 1000% amazing. And do I need another fusion cannon now? Do I actually need this to actually be a thing so he can actually be the Megatron that we actually all want? Aside from like the face and everything, like, which is actually kind of like a menagerie of like different things, plus what we actually have with like this super hard tech style of Bay and everything like that. Like this guy, the body, everything about this is actually really amazing, on 1000% thoughtful and everything. And I'm not exactly sure if the blaster mode that is included in Megatron was actually supposed to be a thing that Hasbro actually really wanted to do. They did it, and it looks pretty cool and everything like that. Not the most 1000% amazing thing, but it's pretty cool. So I really like the way this guy actually came out. He is super amazing. He's actually super jointed. Only thing left out of here is probably the ab crunch and everything, but like he is 1000% what Megatron should actually be. He actually has a tank mode, he has a fighter mode, he has a blaster mode or siege machine mode. If you can track him down, stalk him, you know what I mean? Because he is actually really just 110% like what you're actually looking for. Go get this guy, he's amazing. And that is it for me for today and everything. I really appreciate you all once again joining me for my trip through nerddom and everything like that, as I actually gush over these wonderful, amazing bots that are actually like superbly done from one end to the other and everything like that, you know? Despite what we actually say about like the prices and everything like that and everything, this guy is actually really great. I really appreciate you joining me once again. Thank you for coming in. And again, if you haven't already, please hit the like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Treat each other with amazing kindness, love, respect, and make sure that you actually take all of that love, all of it, and put it around the whole entire universe, and then send it all the way spiraling back over to HQ, because I could always use some myself. Treat each other kindly, treat yourselves kindly, and as always, when these stop being magical, that's when I'll stop collecting. I look forward to talking to each and every one of you soon.